Oh my gosh, the apostille that I've been working on for 3 weeks was rejected. Urgh. Hey, my notary buddies, it is Ladero Wharf here with the Notary Know How Georgia, where I will be taking you guys on my journey of this 3, 2, 1. Hey, my notary buddies, it is Ladero Wharf here with the Notary Know How Georgia, where I'll be taking you guys on the journey with me of my mobile notary business in the state of Georgia. Also on this channel, you guys can expect to see some businesses that are adjacent to the notary space, such as apostille facilitation, field inspections, and if I ever actually get to it, we'll do some wedding officiant stuff. In addition, you can expect to see some real life about this business because I don't think enough of that is being shown on these social platforms. So what the heck is going on today? Um, there's a apostille that I've been talking about for a while now because we've been working on it for a while now. The one that is going to the state of Qatar, the country of Qatar. Oh my gosh. So there's so many moving pieces to this one. And I thought we were coasting along. We were making not the best of timeline. We were making an okay timeline. I readjusted the client's expectations. And then bam, I get slapped in the mail with this right here. You guys blur the background blurred out because look those cute faces over there. I moved and we're still trying to put stuff together. So I'll unblur the background once we get all of our crap put away, right? That's that real life I was talking about. But this right here, you guys won't be able to see it. Let's pull it up on screen. I got slapped with this amazing letter right here. Let's see, where are we? Let's pull the preview up. This one. Can I make it full screen? Full screen. There you go. You guys can see it. Do you see this? This is what I was given. Dear Sir or Madam, the Office of Secretary of State recently received your correspondence, and unfortunately, your documents cannot be processed due to the following reasons. And then they tell me essentially that it was not notarized correctly using audio visual whatever. So the remote online notarization was not done correctly. You guys, this was after like 3 weeks of waiting on them. And the crazy thing about it is, I'm not gonna turn this around because it has too much of my personal information on it, but they require you to send a contact form along with everything, with address, obviously phone number, and email. In the instance that something's not correct, they will reach out to you. No, they did not reach out to me. I tracked this package. I saw when it was received, and I was like, cool, they got it in 2 days. Perfect. And I know they're going to take some time to get to it and process it. But based on the date stamp that they processed this they picked it up and started processing it only like 2 days after it arrived. But it took them 3 weeks almost to send it back to me rejected. No communication, no phone call, no email. I checked and I checked and I checked. So that was extremely annoying. But anyway, now that now that we gotten through that part of the rejection, let me just walk you guys through it. I got the rejection. I reached out to the Secretary of State immediately because, as you guys can see here, I have, well, as you'll see, I've took notes. I blocked some stuff out just because I don't want to, show the person's name and all that kind of stuff, some personal information, right? They work at a government office. You can just look it up if you want to. But anyway, I reached out to them immediately, just trying to find out why this apostille, or actually, this is a great seal authentication, was rejected, right? And so I called over to the office that rejected it based on the number that's on this document. And they're like, hey, we don't know why. You should call our other office in Springfield to get more information on why it was rejected. I'm like, but your office rejected it, right? And so, you know what? That's exactly what I did. I hopped over to the Springfield office, as you guys see, Springfield phone number, and I was chatting with them, right? I said, hey, I have this document that was remote online notarized, like we did a remote online notarization for it, pardon me. And I'm just trying to understand why it was rejected. And so the lady that I talked to, she was nice enough. She's like, hey, just go ahead and email me everything. So I emailed her the rejection letter, which you guys see on the screen. I also emailed her this. Let me pull this up as well. I emailed her the notarization. Let's find that bad boy. Here is the denial. Let's make sure there's no pertinent information on there. So I emailed her this as well. This was the freaking denial. And she looked at it and she's like, okay, so what's the problem? I said, hey, see a little sticky note? That's not mine. That was from the office, the Chicago office that rejected it. And so they said the statement has to be changed according to how it was notarized. So essentially, when I kept digging, she's like, you know what? Let me check. Let me call around. Let me double check. And so I was on the phone with her. She got some information for me, and she said specifically what I wrote here. Let me go back. Sorry, guys, I keep switching. Exactly what I wrote here. Hopefully, you guys can see that. That it needs to have a phrase that says by the means of communication technology and the program that was used. Well, the program that was used was later because I kept drilling and asking. I was like, hey, this right here. I don't know if I can zoom in on this so you guys can see it, but I'm like, this literally shows that. Let me do it this way. Let's try to make it as big as I can for you guys. There we go. This little line right here. Let me edit it. Let me get all fancy. This, whoops. Look, I'm trying to get fancy. I'm messing it up. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's try again. No fill. I need this, and I want it to be red, and I want it to be super thin. This right here. There we go. Literally says that it was notarized using audio video visual communications. And I was told that that was not sufficient enough. So I was like, okay, well, what would make it sufficient? And she's like, also include the program that was used to notarize this. So I was like, okay. So I was like, perfect. I will go ahead and do my own research. But also in the meantime, you guys, I'm no fool, right? I made sure that I followed this right here. Well, the notary, I made sure I knew what was happening. So the notary, so I can relay the information over to them if they didn't know. I went through this, which is the Illinois Notary Public Handbook. This is the most recent one. And right here on page 15, just try to save you guys. You don't have to read everything. But on 15, it covers, notarial acts and forms and also remote online notarization specifically. And I thought we were golden. Like, I checked what I had to check. I looked at examples that were provided, and it literally stated nothing was needed beyond this right here. That was it. So anyway, long story short, I was like, perfect. Thank you, person. No, I guess I didn't block out Dave's name. But it wasn't him. It was someone else. Dave was the guy that gave me the thumbs up later. And so, yeah, because I even talked to Dave as well. And I was like, hey, Dave, this is what's going on. And anyway, we had all the pieces as required by the Illinois Notary Handbook. We had all the pieces, right? And the Chicago office rejected it. So I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to reach out to the notary. First, I had to track him down because, and by the way, MVP this guy is. I had to track him down because the platform we used was Blue Notary, and all they have is a email address. So I sent him an email, and I was just waiting for a correspondence, and I was getting antsy because I needed this done because in the meantime, my client reached out and said, hey, can we expedite this? I'm like, it was rejected. I have to figure out what's going on, and I'll figure it out. I'll call you back. And so she's expecting a response from me. I said, hey, let me call you back in 24 hours. And so I was just waiting. He was busy. He was working. We were all busy, right? And so the email didn't get responded to soon enough for me. He did respond, but just wasn't soon enough. So I went online, and luckily, this is why branding is so important. Side note, you guys, side note. This is why branding is so important. His email address was branded to his company name, not just some random email, like kind of like my original one, Ladero the Notary. No one could find me with that. That's why I rebranded with my company's name in the email, and he did the same thing. I Googled the company. I looked it up by his commission number because they do provide that in Illinois. I found a match, and I was like, perfect. So I called him, and I was like, hey, this is the issue we're having. He's like, are you serious? He's like, this has never happened and come back to with before. Doing wrong. I was like, I don't know what they're doing. They're saying it's incorrectly done, but based on the handbook, I knew that it was done correctly. Anyway, done with that part, right? Let's go ahead and move on. So when we got that all chatted and fixed and talked, and I worked with my client, we got it scheduled for that same day. I was like, hey, are you available? When are you available? He's like, I can be available now. I call my client, say, hey, can you be available in 20 minutes? Give him enough time to set up and do all this kind of stuff. Gave him all her information, like send her the email invite, just keep me in the loop as soon as it's done, and send me a copy so I can verify it and look at it. So once it was done, all said and done, y'all, I'm crazy. When I need stuff done, I need it done. Let me show you what we got back. Let's go back to sharing the screen. Still learning how to drive on this platform. So let's maximize this one. So this is what we got back. You know what? Let's close it out and stretch it out just like I did the other one. Boom. So you guys can see that. This is what we got back. The form was a little bit, they just used a different form they have for the state. It was a little bit changed up a little bit so they can see everything. Definitely made this a lot larger. Where is it? Where are we? You made this right here a lot larger. Oh my gosh. I don't know why this isn't carrying forward. No fill and thin line. There we go. We made this larger, right? So it was easily seen. And also this was added. So let them know what platform we use to get this document notarized on. So there we go. There we have it. We fixed that. And I immediately called back over to the Illinois. Where's that thing? Right here. I called back over to the Springfield office and I said, hey, I have documents updated. Do you mind if I email it to you? And she's like, sure, go ahead. And I sent it over to her and she looked at it. She's like, this looks good to me. She got her boss or another guy in the office, Dave, to look at it. Dave's like, this looks fantastic to me. There's no reason that the Chicago office should reject it. I was like, perfect. Now, this is right here. I'll speed up a little bit for you guys. This is where I did not have another 3 weeks because the Chicago office would not answer me, right? They would not accept the email. So I did not have another 3 weeks, nor did my client have another 3 weeks because she is trying to leave the country and she wants to take documents with her in hand if she can, because if not, shipping them over there is going to be pretty pricey. So I asked the notary, I was like, hey, you've been an amazing help. Would you mind walking these over to the, well, ask him first of all if he knew anyone. I didn't ask him directly. Wink, wink. I said, well, do you know anyone that could walk these into the office for me? He's like, yeah, I'll do it for you. And I was like, perfect. How far are you from the office? I want to make sure you're properly compensated. So we walked through that. We got everything squared out, agreed to compensation for him. He took it down there and within 10 minutes, it was done. So I would have liked to have it in hand to show you guys. Let me just double check one more time. It was supposed to be delivered at 10:30 local time. Right now it is 11:30 and it's still not here because it was sent by UPS. Should be 2 days. And so I don't have a physical document to show you guys. I was just checking the tracking one more time. It is still showing not delivered. I was hoping that it will show up because every time I talk to you guys, business comes in. So I was hoping that, it will show up while we're on the video, but it didn't. So I'll just wait for that. But he's told me everything looks good. Secretary of State checked off on it for him and he put it back in the mail and sent it back to me the same day. So I should, and that was 2 days ago, obviously. So I'm getting it today on Friday. So I'm excited. And once I get it, of course, y'all know I'm going to take me some pictures of it and then I'm going to post it all over the socials. So again, this is a little bit of a more technical video. I want to show you guys that my apostille got rejected. I freaked the hell out because we were on a time crunch and, working with the Secretary of State directly. Let me say this. If you guys don't know, call them. They are there to help us. I call the Georgia it's the clerk's authority for us. I call them nonstop. And I do have to call the Secretary of State for this particular one that's going to Qatar, but I call them nonstop, you guys. They know my voice. Well, the clerk's authority, at least locally in Gwinnett County, they do, because I'm always bugging them for something, even if it's just to say hi, because I want to keep that relationship and build that relationship. They got a new girl in the office, so she'll know me as well. So I need to go show my face more often to her. But anyway, you guys, it's not that difficult. I just want to leave you guys this. It's not that difficult. Make sure you're looking at, like I did, go through the steps, go through the processes, look at the notary handbook. Even doesn't matter if it's not your state. Look at it, make sure you have an understanding so you can talk competently like I did to the Secretary of State just trying to, for Illinois, just trying to make sure we were on the same page, which was very funny because the first two people, not Dave, not the other lady that helped me, the first people I talked to at the Chicago office, they had no idea. They did not even like know their state laws on Ron, which is fine. I'm not saying anything negative about it because it's all new, right? They just were not well versed in it. And so instead of like wanting to take the time and look it up with me, they just shipped me over to another office who did not reject the documents. So it was interesting, but we figured it out. So call them, talk to them, ask as many questions as you need to get this done correctly. Yes, there's people out there that offer training. If you feel that you need to take some training, I don't offer it. This is a training right here. It's free. It's on the YouTubes, right? This is my training. This is my version of trainings. Just watch all of them compiled and ask me questions. I don't care. There's people out there that offer trainings. If you feel you need to take some training, go for it. Go ahead and do that. But look, let me show you this one last thing and I'll stop talking. Let me hop back over to my computer screen. Oh, you guys need to see. See, look, I was over here. I was looking at the process for hours in state of Georgia. Again, I'm always looking it up. But look, this is it, you guys. This is it. All you gotta do, Illinois Secretary of State, Apostille. Wow, if I can spell, doesn't matter. It'll still come up. Oh, you guys can't see that, huh? Anyway, I just searched it. I've done this before. I talked to you guys about this before. All you've got to do. Now, let me get this thing out of the way. Get out of the way. All you got to do is just go through the Secretary of State website, look at the information, and follow it step by step. It's not that difficult because I've been having a few people ask me. They've been having a few people ask me, it's like, hey, who do you take your training through? And I tell them, I was like, yeah, I took my training through, I did my Apostille training with Judy Lawrence, right? I just wasn't ready back then. It was like a year and a half ago. So I have it, I paid for it. I just wasn't doing anything. And then I took a refresher course, if you will, a second training with Ebony Locke over at 757. Oh, she's actually Business RX now, right? And Ebony's my girl. And so she encouraged me to do this. Like, you have the information, stop sitting on it, get your butt out there and do it. So I did it. And I've been doing it nonstop. So that's, you guys, you can take the education, you can take somebody's training, but you don't need to. I'm just going to be honest with you. You don't. There's good thing about being in a group, right? Having other people you can call and rely on and all that kind of stuff. If you're having nervousness or if you need help navigating something, just call somebody that's experienced. They can do that for you as well. But as far as taking these expensive courses, you ain't got to. It's a feel good thing at this point. I'm going to be for real with you guys. We take courses to feel good. You don't need to feel good. You just need to do the damn work, right? You just need to do the work. Research and do the work. That's all it is. Because guess what? After taking the courses, I still had to go research and do the work because every state's different. It is what it is. So let me get off that high horse. I don't want to piss nobody off out there. So if you guys have courses, I'm not throwing mud at you. I'm just trying to encourage my notary buddies that they don't have to keep on paying all this money for these courses when they can just go out there and do it and research and do the information. So get it done. There's a place and there's a time for courses. So for those of you guys who keep asking me which course did I take, who's doing the training, I'm local in XYZ state, who's doing training specifically in my state. You're doing the training. The state has already done the training for you. You go learn it. That's what I should say. The state's already done the training. You just go to their website and you learn the process. That's all it is. I've done this for 5 states now. And I had to learn the process for each state. So anyway, I'll get off that soapbox real this time. And if you guys need help, you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Comment below in the video. Send me messages on the Instagrams, the face. Don't send me a message on Instagram. It takes me too long. Send me a message on Facebook. Y'all got my phone number. Go ahead and text me. And as always, if you need some free resources, go to this website, the notaryknowhowga.com/courses. I have all my free stuff on there, and I will I just don't want to piss a lot of people off, but I may put a free, condense all this apostille stuff that I'm talking about and drop that on there for free. And if it's not free, when I tell you it's going to be inexpensive, it's going to be inexpensive because guess what? All I'm going to do is encourage you. Go to your state and look it up. If you want to pay me for encouragement, I will gladly accept your money. But So yeah, if it's not free, it's going to be real inexpensive. It'll it'll be real expensive, less than $20. So anyway, that's it, you guys. Have a fantastic, fantastic day. Always remember, be safe, be kind, and you got this. I'll talk to you later. Bye.